Oh, yeah. It's week 8. It's week 8, boys. Here we are, man. Oh, it's what the teams is about. I know sometimes you watch a little game and the commentators talking about, hey, you wait till this team gets their cohesiveness together. Okay, I'm sorry. That's people talk about Tom Brady and the Bucks cohesion. Dude, we're halfway through. What you talking about? Just because he's your buddy, you want to be like, oh no, the Bucks gonna turn it around. Nah, it's fine. No, it's not. But hey, this is Full Time Sport Network, man, and we are bringing you the NFL. We're doing our Week 8 wrap up, and my goodness, dude, do we have a special, a special thing for you today. So I'm just gonna cut right into it, man. Let's go. Oh yes, Full Time Sport Network, my man. Oh, dude, this is a place to be for your NFL coverage and so much more. And we'll tell you about what's more. But I want to bring in first my man, my boy from old Texas, who is muted, so you won't hear what he has to say right now. But he got that old school MTV hat on when they
My
used
bad.
when they
My bad.
used to play music.
All right.
I don't know what happened, but
I don't know either.
Donnie, my man,
What's up, Britt?
how's you,
I
boy?
just wanted to say good job on fantasy this week, dude. I thought maybe
Oh
I
yeah,
had
that's right, that's
it
right.
was a
Dude,
squeaker, but
oh no, it was like I know I crushed you, right? But
you
like,
didn't crush me, bro. You beat me by 6 points. Like
it,
you didn't crush me.
oh wait, that was that right. My bad. Uh,
I'm giving you
I
credit, so
I
like let's
was
not try to burn me too bad here.
just take
It
it
was
back. Yeah.
133 to 126, but no matter what, a win's a win. So good
Hey,
job,
heck
Britt.
yeah. And we take every W we can get here in the NFL and fantasy football. I
I
should have,
wanted to beat you.
I, I,
I'm not gonna
I
lie.
should have swapped those. I should have said fantasy football first and then segued into the NFL. Is what I should have done.
Because
But
honestly, I'd rather beat you than win the
oh, dude, I
championship
mean,
any
dude,
day. I
like,
mean, that's the bottom line. I'm sorry. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to throw shade on our league, but
hey,
it's always
no,
nice.
I know how you feel as a Bills fan. It's like, dude, if we can take down that evil empire,
I like how as
like
much as you hate Tom Brady,
what
you always
what
mention him
else?
in the opener.
Oh, I hate Tom Brady,
I
dude.
know you do.
I try to leave my bias out of this show and
He's going
everything,
through
even
enough
though
in
I
his
call it
life.
through the table, and
Yeah,
through the table it's clearly a Buffalo Bills reference.
you should have called
But
it anti-empire.
but oh my goodness, a treat, a treat. Here it is, man. I want to bring in somebody. I talk about the man behind the glass, right? The producer, so to speak. But and he does so much
No,
good things for us, and I love everything he
yeah.
does, and I am so grateful for him, and I'm so happy he is a part of Full Time Sport Network, and he's a part of the NFL fandom, and he's a UK boy, and he's staying up late. He's able to now, man, because for 1 week there's a -1 hour on the time difference because of stupid daylight savings time. I don't know why we care about it because farmers don't care. The sun comes up, they go to work. The sun goes down, they're done. They
Well,
don't care what the
the
clock
United States
says.
is canceling it after this year.
Oh, that's sweet. But here he is, my friend,
Here I am.
Tony. Tony Fox, man, Mr. Silver Fox. Y'all may know him on Twitter is a not a variety. He has just the other handles, so you know.
I
But
like to keep the
hey,
NFL one separate, you know.
yeah, exactly. But we got the Big Brit Bolt right here, Charger fan,
I know,
Mr.
and the
Tony
funny thing
Fox.
about it, I've joined you when we're on a bye week.
Dude, that's the time to do it, right? That's the
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
because you're getting ready. Because boys, we're getting into it. We are getting into it. And we're gonna get into it right now. And here we go. NFL week 8. Man, what a week. Tony, what you think looking through the landscape? We'll just take a quick overall scheme of it. We'll get into game by game here in a second, but like overall, like what'd you think about week 8, man?
Week 8. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
listen, Eagles are still flying.
Oh wait,
Can they?
that's Angels in the outfield shit. My bad, dude.
And the crazy thing about it is, I looked at their remaining, their schedule, and they could hit that 17-0. They could do it.
I
Like,
dude, I did a little bit
Well, they
to
have the easiest schedule, right?
chip. Yeah,
Going forward.
it looks quite easy. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
I'm not trying to
does.
take credit away from them because I honestly I
No,
think they're killing it.
any win in the NFL is, you know, thumbs up and all that. But yeah, the really only hinge pin, but it's not really because it won't mess up their playoff run is the Dallas Cowboys. But regular season Dallas Cowboys, I'm more afraid of than playoff
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys. And I know I come from San Antonio, man, so
Oh,
I know
man,
all
I
about
know.
it. And Donnie's sitting here
I'm
like
gonna
the
say
same
I'm
thing.
gonna say some
The
stuff about the
regular
Dallas Cowboys
season,
you've never
the
heard on this
regular
show from
the
me.
the regular
They might be the
season,
real deal right now.
but that's
Can we give
regular
Pollard his
season
credit, right?
Dallas Cowboy. That's regular season Dallas Cowboy. I've seen him go 13-3, dude. And then first round of the playoffs.
They looked fire,
Uh,
bro.
and
I know
Cincinnati,
they looked
Cincinnati has
good.
done the same thing too. They've looked fire too before in the past. And Cincinnati ran into the playoffs 13-3, and they've lost in the first round too. Like it, and it's just
But with
something.
Andy
Say here,
Dalton, not with
it,
Burrow.
it is well.
And honestly, they lost twice to the Browns. So
Burrow's starting to look like Andy Dalton, dude. So like,
we're not
let's
gonna talk. No, he doesn't. Nuh-uh.
get
I'm
out of
gonna believe
here.
that's a farce.
Well, we'll see. Well, we will see.
Let's just start with the
But
Thursday's game.
let's go. Baltimore, Tampa Bay. 27-22. Um, man, the worst part about this game was the commentating. I know they're all buddies with Tom Brady, but they're talking about, hey, just wait till this team gets used to each other and all that. I'm like, dude, we're halfway through the season. What are you talking about? Um, 27-22, good win for Baltimore. Um, I like how Baltimore's sitting. They're pretty much up there where I thought they were. I thought they'd actually be competing for that division, but it looks like it's a one horse race. Um, what from that game did we'll start with Donnie. What what did you take out of this Baltimore Tampa Bay game 27-22 in favor of the of Baltimore on the road?
I
Place is
know.
out, by
I
the
know you're saying
way, dude.
the thing is, I feel like you're trying to push it towards like Baltimore, just kind
I
of.
hate Tom Brady.
I know you
Yeah,
do. I know. The truth is, neither team really looked very good. I thought Tom
I
really was trying to push the ball.
well, Baltimore has a running back at the quarterback position, so like let's
Yeah,
pump the
I mean,
brakes on
yes,
Well,
our
I actually think his
yes.
running
reputation.
backs actually got more yards than him this week.
That like the first time in forever.
Mm.
I
Go
truthfully, I
ahead,
think
sorry.
that it was just it's what's going on with Tampa Bay, right? I mean, they really, when he's throwing the ball, he really does thread the ball. He's always done that. You see that. I mean,
He made some great passes to Mike Evans and Godwin.
that's what I'm
They
saying. The
not
truth
not
is,
only good
they
passes,
can't
they
have
both
they
made
don't have the run
really
game.
good catches. Yeah, I thought in the beginning, and maybe Tony, you might have something else. I thought Tampa Bay ran the ball pretty decently in the beginning of the game, but I mean, Fournette has some lanes to run, and I'm not a Fournette fan, and I do not want to give him any sort of credit whatsoever. But it feels to me like more the way Fournette goes is the way Tampa Bay is going to go.
I don't necessarily
What,
think that's true.
Tony?
To be honest with you, I didn't even watch that game. But from
Oh,
what I
I
saw,
I didn't watch the game either. I
No,
had to watch
yeah,
film from the game before because I didn't care because I hate Tom Brady.
and
I
listen,
know, but
I'm not his biggest fan either, so I'm just enjoying what I'm seeing. To be honest with you,
at least he's honest. All right. I'm just saying, 26 for 44. Never you would have thought that was Tom Brady's stat line as far as
no.
pass completion. 325, one touchdown. I mean, yeah, I mean he's had bad games, but he's going through a lot, and I get that
Mm,
you can't
mm.
say you need to execute this amount. It doesn't matter what's going off the field, but this is a worldwide view of what is going on in his life.
He chose what he's going through.
Yes,
That's all I'll say. That's all I'll
yes,
say
that's
about it.
true. But we're not in his life. We can't say what the best choices were. You're not Tom Brady. You can't say what you would do. You as
He's
Brit, me as
yelling.
Don, I would have said family, but like you can't
He's
say that.
yelling at grown men, saying, "I chose this over my family." Quote,
I
dude.
do
He
understand
was
that.
mic'd up. Mike's caught him on the sideline yelling at his offensive line. Granted, 2 weeks ago, but still, it it looks, yeah.
You've
He
never yelled
said,
something at your friend
"I
because something else was bothering
chose."
you.
No, he
Never.
said,
He's a
no,
person too, though.
he's mad because he chose wrong.
Totally, 100%. I'm not going to argue with that. That's not the choice I think he should have made. But I really don't think Baltimore beasted it up by any means. I don't think they got away with this saying, "Hey, we're going to roll out and do something in the future." I think they've been struggling this season, and they beat a weak team. I mean, 27
No,
38, 238, and two touchdowns for Lamar. It's not horrible, you know, but
I'd
they
say
didn't
the
really
running
get
back looked good.
him or his actual running backs because neither one of them actually scored. Uh, I don't know.
No.
I think they beat a weak team. I don't think this has anything to do with the Ravens. I think it has to do more with Tampa and what's going on there.
Or are we taking it away? Well, what was your takeaway from this game, Tony?
Listen, like you said, I think both teams haven't really. I mean, out of the two, you would have picked the Ravens all day long because of the way the Buccaneers are playing, and obviously we were talking about what's going on with Tom Brady. So the game went the way I thought it was going to go. Um, I mean, that's all I can really say about that, really, if I'm honest.
No, yeah. All right. This is one that hurts because I had this team down in the notes for a while, but they skidded it out. Denver 21-17, Jacksonville, man. Um,
How close
I
do you live to that? I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but like, do you live in like an hour's distance of the stadium? that they play at?
I'm actually from nearby Wembley,
Okay.
where the game was, but these days I'm about 120 miles away from there.
Oh
So
shoot.
yeah,
Okay.
I would have gone.
I mean, honestly,
Uh,
that's like in Texas. That's like
yeah, I
a
mean,
short drive.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, right. That's like, hey, cool. You
No,
guys
no,
want to
no.
go
I
do
mean,
this
it's just
real
awesome.
quick?
No,
It's
I
like,
don't mean
yeah.
it
but
disrespectful. I really did
the
think that.
cost is ridiculous.
Is it?
You know, just travel up there, and then obviously the tickets itself. It's a lot of
Oh,
money. Um, but I've had friends that went, and some of them said they were quite bored. To be honest,
Really?
oh, for that
yeah,
game?
yeah, they said they were quite bored. I mean, they've had other games in London this year, and they were probably a little much better than what that one was.
I mean,
Um,
there was a lot of kicking, so like that didn't excite everybody.
The game was
yeah, I
trash.
hear what
I'm
you.
sorry, Denver,
Maybe
Jacksonville fan,
maybe that's
dude.
just what it is. They're like, look, we want to come here and watch what you call soccer. We'll go to a match, but we've come to see some American football here, and we ain't seen none of that.
Right? Yeah, correct. You're like, hey, if I want to see a guy kick a ball all day, I'll go watch my
There's
local.
plenty of other stadiums in
I'll
London
go
to see
watch
all that.
my local club. But I mean, Denver 21-17 for Jacksonville. I mean, I think I think I got this one wrong. I think I called Jacksonville for this game, but I think that was just me dying on the hill for Denver is so horrible. But what do we'll start with you, Tony. Um Out of Denver, Jacksonville, uh, it's probably a moot point and we're wasting time talking about these two clubs and whatnot. But what's your impression? It's probably changed for the Jacksonville trade. Um, I mean, I
Getting
know
rid of
what
James
they,
Robinson was a crazy one for me. 'Cause, yeah,
yeah, but
I'm a fan of his. You see what he done to
Donnie
us.
too.
You saw what he done to us. Um, when they played us, and he was really impressive. And when he went, I thought, well, that's it for them now. I think that's what we're going to see from the Jags now. They're not going to be winning many games now. Um, I still had them down to beat Denver in the
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
I
Oh,
had, yeah. Well, it's their second home. Wembley Stadium's their second home. Um,
yeah. I mean that is true. Then just move them boys to London and make a revamp up the NFL Europe, man. Stop this traveling overseas, man. I know it's cool and
No,
marketable or whatever,
Europe just
dude, but
needs their
like
own teams.
they used to, man.
It was never the NFL though.
It wasn't
mm,
viewed as the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. The NFL makes a lot of money now. We need to diversify and make it bigger. It
Oh
needs to
man,
stop being so much American and it needs to kind of open up.
but the
In my
logistics
opinion,
of it, we
it's
we
really
can't
not
have
hard.
a
I mean, you
we can't
see
have a
European football
European
teams
division.
going all over the
no.
place and battling with each other. So really, is it that difficult? No. It's you need your fan base. That's it. Fan base is what's going to make this sport grow.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know what the thing is? I'm not sure if I'm for a London team. Like I just. I don't
What
know.
if the Chargers
It's
wanted to be the London team?
well. I mean, look,
Well,
we
that's
could do it.
different, bro.
I'm just saying. I know. I get it.
But no, no. But to be fair,
You wouldn't.
it was
Basically, what I got
mentioned
from that is
before.
you're not going to leave the Chargers if they produce a London team.
No,
Definitely not.
no.
Right. What's your impression of you know, him at the helm running that Broncos offense? Like this Bronco team, I know, I have not let off it, and I have kept on saying I won't let it go, but I haven't let it go. But this 10.5 wins crap, man. Dude, where, like, come on. Like, what was your idea when you thought, Russell Wilson to the Broncos, where you're like, hey, John Elway hit this, man. John Elway's getting his team back to the playoffs.
I, I, I never bought into it. You know, we spoke about this many times in the chat.
Yes.
I didn't buy into it. Russell, yeah, he's a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback, and he's
Good.
obviously got a ring.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Good. Finally, somebody says
he's
good.
good.
That
But look, when he won that Super Bowl, look at the players he had around him.
Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback too.
Yeah,
Heineke's a good quarterback too.
Matt Stafford's got a ring. You know.
Oh, Matt Stafford's better than Russell Wilson.
Yeah. But
No, it's
what
not.
what I'm saying is, um, look, Melvin Gordon's is their RB1, and I know all about Melvin Gordon.
I used to love Melvin Gordon, dude. I thought
I
he
actually
would
thought
have been
people
really
get the best
good.
of him. The best version of him was in 2018. That was it. After that, so I don't know. They still got loads to do. Denver. I think they got a really good defense though. I'll give him that.
And that's a staple of
Yeah.
Denver. And yeah,
But yeah, the offense. I do like Cortland Sutton's a good player. You know
Sutton's
they've got some
beautiful.
weapons, but there's a
Yeah,
lot more they need to do with that team. I just didn't buy into the whole Russ thing. I don't know what it was. I think it's because look, Seattle still got some weapons when he was there before he came to the Broncos. So what was the difference? Do you know what I mean? So
no,
yeah, I
I
never.
think it was Pete Carroll knew that he was coming up close. So
Hmm.
I think probably not. I don't think Seattle would have traded Russ anyway or let him go anyway. But I think Pete Carroll he probably submitted to the idea of coaching Seattle without Russell Wilson,
Hmm.
and the ownership went with Pete Carroll over Russ, which okay, but Pete Carroll's a
It's
shit
kind of
coach.
working for him now because look at Seattle right now. So we're
Oh
going to
my
go into
god,
that
dude! I
obviously.
am eating crow with Seattle right
Yeah.
now, dude. So hard. We'll get to them.
We'll get to them. Yeah.
We'll get to them. Uh, Carolina 34-37. I don't think too too much of a shock. I mean, nobody's very impressive, so a bit of points being put up on the board from either side um, means anything to anybody. Um, Don anything Carolina, Atlanta,
Uh,
outside of the
I'll get to that, but y'all talking about trash.
trading a guy who's
Um, I want to get back
suspended.
to that. As far as Denver goes, I was gonna wait for you guys to talk all
No,
about.
yeah.
I
Sorry, I
don't think
didn't go
Gordon
deep.
is their running back. I think Latavius Murray is going to be their running back since they lost their running back in
Yeah.
preseason. They both scored a touchdown. I think that's not going to win you the game, but they're definitely not the team I thought they were going to be. I mean, that everybody else thought they were going to be. They're the team I thought they were going to be. Trash.
Yeah.
But as far as the Jags goes, I mean, look I'm a huge Robinson fan, but the dude who's running the ball for him right now, I'm not going to pronounce his last name right. It's Eftin,
Etna, yeah,
Etiennen.
Etna.
But he ran the ball
It's
24 times for 156 and a touchdown,
He's not
which
bad.
isn't horrible. I think it was. I think they lost the ball. They lost the game because Lawrence couldn't hold on to the ball. Is really what I think.
Oh, are we going to dare talk about Trevor Lawrence?
I mean, 18 for 31. Not to get me wrong, because Wilson was 18 of 30, but Wilson 252, one touchdown, two interceptions. I mean, they both had two interceptions. I think what it came down to is just like the simple fact that they had more ball control, more time with the ball is what Denver had.
Right. No, right. Yeah. And
Just hating on. look at. I don't like Denver. I don't think Russell Wilson was the answer. I don't think that they're gonna
No.
get that number that they thought. But I don't think that they're necessarily like a horrible team. But they didn't lose. They lost because the Jags wanted to lose, apparently, and I think that's what it comes down to. But as far as Atlanta goes, what are we doing? Panthers, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Foreman crushed it.
Oh,
Like
dude,
right,
he's good. He's been good. Uh, like I mean, Atlanta still has a lot of work to do, and uh, a a win over a division rival, be it at the bottom of the basement. I mean, a win's a win. You won by 4 points. Carolina's got nothing going for them. But like as an Atlanta fan, can't be thrilled about a 4 point victory over Carolina. I mean, this is the Saints should run away with this division.
they should.
You should.
Like, I mean, this should be a boat race, man.
Tony, what do you think
But
about Philip Walker?
About who?
Philip Walker, wide receiver,
Oh,
the
the
quarterback
quarterback.
for.
I don't know. He looks better than Baker. I've got to say. I think they should keep running with him because he played really well on Sunday, and I know they lost the game, but 34 points. They still got 34 points
dude,
for Carolina.
right?
It's really good.
But is that
Um,
Atlanta D or like Baker Mayfield got this shit figured out?
yeah, I don't.
Which no, he doesn't.
No,
Like come on, like it's big. Like I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this guy, man. Like I watched him in college. I'm sure you guys watched him a little bit in college too. We watched him. We watched Baker Mayfield in his last stint. Like cool, you put up 34 points, and you know what, Carolina, like you got rid of your best offensive weapon, and then you go out and you put out 34 points. So like, wh-
That's like Donnie said as well.
who
Foreman played well as well.
who am I to say?
I
But
really do think it's Foreman. I don't think Walker is the answer. I mean, 19 of 36. The thing that really kind of makes me worry about that is a 317. 317 on 19 catches. That's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So
oh,
that's something that comes with trial and error. You definitely, you're not coming off as, I mean, the thing with the Panthers is they've struggled with their quarterback over the last season or two, right? And so
or
you get
3.
this guy, you just let go of CMC. You're thinking, what am I gonna do? And then Walker comes out. He's putting up a pretty good. I mean, Foreman comes out. He's putting up a pretty good stat line: 26, 118, 3 touchdowns. I
Mhm.
mean, you can't ask much more than that. As far as the receiving core, 6 for 152 for more, 1 touchdown. I think that comes with just really what it comes down to is Atlanta held on. It had nothing to do with the Panthers.
Atlanta did hold on
They
because look,
struggled.
you're
They got
talking
ahead.
about the first possession, and I don't want to say, hey, how the game starts is how the game will go. The game starts, Atlanta throws an interception. Boom! Right off the bat. So here you go, Carolina. Here you go. Run down the field. Punt.
I mean,
Like,
you're right. I
you
mean, but I
can't
think
you
the
can't
pass
take
percentage for
you
Mariota
can't
is a little
take
bit
a
better.
turnover and just punt the ball off straight away, man. It, like neither one of these teams are going nowhere. So I guess it's a moot point anyway to sit here and talk about them.
They're in
I'm
building seasons.
Right.
I'm looking forward to Mariota matched up against Mac in the weekend. That's all I'm going to say.
You like Mariota?
Uh,
I'm not his biggest fan. One of my
shit.
best friends actually is a Titans fan, and he was glad to see the back of him.
Shoot, I don't know where they're going now, man.
I said this out of college.
Mm.
Like I did. I was like Mariota. Like
It's the interceptions that Mariota can throw the ball. He's going to get those touchdowns. It's the interceptions. He doesn't have good ball control. I think
I could
it's what
say
it
it's
is.
the same thing about Josh Allen, man, but we'll get to that.
You remember when he threw to himself?
Yeah. Okay. Not much here. Uh except for that Dallas fan is gonna crush me here. 49-29 over Chicago. Not impressive. I have
Not impressive for who? That
Dallas
game was awesome, dude. What are you talking
Dallas
about?
should be beating Chicago by a 20 spot.
Yeah, and they did, but I think that really showed.
No, we
Look, at
don't need to
the
give them
Bears have been fairly decent
a
this year.
banana
I think that
sticker.
really kind of showed. It's not like they gave up. They tried to fight that
No,
whole game.
that
Pollard's just a beast. Can we just give him the RB1
Pollard,
spot already?
well, yeah, you can give him the RB1 spot if you go ahead and trade him and put him on another team. But I'm sorry, with the money that
Pollard is
Jerry
good.
Jones
That dude has enough money. He doesn't care about money, bro.
and well, yeah, but now you have to you got to worry about the boner that Jerry Jones has for Zeke. Like
How many
Zeke's
more
the
years in the
RB1,
contract,
dude.
really? Not
Like,
that much. I
but he's a
guarantee it.
Jerry Jones guy.
Jerry
That's
Jones
the thing
already
about
said it
Jerry
doesn't matter. I
Jones
want to
guys.
win.
Well, that's what he's going to say. But hey, good win for Dallas. A should be win,
Yeah.
and that they got the job done. I don't feel any differently about either one of the clubs. After that, I knew Chicago was trash. I
Chicago's
know
not trash.
I know Dallas.
All right, answer me this, bro. Why do you think Chicago's trash?
Look, look, I, I don't want to put it on Fields because I mean, uh, but what do you have to go else on other than that? Because the quarterback is what is going to run down and put you stuff. Because when everybody gets in that huddle, if you've been in that huddle, everybody when they're huffing and they're puffing and they huddle up and they're getting the play from the coach, everybody's doing that, and then they look up. Everybody looks up and they look into the eyes of their quarterback.
I feel that. I do.
I feel like the last
And
few years that Chicago have just had problems with their quarterbacks. That's because
Yes, they have.
Cutler
that-
was
that-
different because he just don't give a fuck.
Trubisky, I mean,
Trubisky, yeah.
but Fields, I think, is much better.
Don't talk to me about Trubisky, dude. I know about
Yeah,
Trubisky, bro.
I tell you,
Maybe
what do you
maybe he
think?
needs a better O line or something because he's getting sacked a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. Things ain't going good for Chicago. They're not going to get better. Dallas, and I said the same thing about Dallas last year. They are the best, most unimpressive team in the NFL.
I think they're better than they were last year. And last year, I mean, honestly, I even told myself I might actually talk good about the Cowboys this week on the podcast. Tony, what do you think's better, the defense or the offense? Give me a second. You talked to Brit about it.
What the Cowboys?
Yeah, defense or offense?
I go with the offense, to be honest. I got to admit I do like Pollard. I do. And who's their tight end as well?
Oh,
Schultz.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, You know,
Schultz.
they got some good weapons there. I've never ever really been a believer in Dak Prescott. That's my problem. But but he does get the job done. It's just
He does
it's one of
get the
those
job.
ones. It's one of
He's
those
like
ones.
Russell Wilson, dude.
Yeah, but it's like you
Back
said
back
though, when
back back
they
back
get
in
to
the
the
day.
postseason and then they fall apart.
Yeah. I was like, he gets the job done and just sitting here like, damn, man. And you're talking trash, but you're like, fuck, man.
But
He
then
just
is
not getting
that
the
down?
job
Is that
done.
mainly down to the weapons he's got? You know, you got Lamb, you got so many good weapons there. I think that's what helps him because look, they had
Right.
a bit of a run when Rush was in there as well. So
Right.
it has
Yeah.
to be
Little
to
Cooper
come down
Rush.
to the players that they've got around them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dak Prescott's probably my only issue with the offense, and I don't know why. It's probably crazy to say, but I just have a trust issue with him.
I do too. It's not crazy to say. It's the number one thing I complain about too is
It's Dak.
it's Dak, and that's probably not one you complain about. It's them like relying on people that they thought were going to be all stars 7 years ago.
Yeah. Well, that's Jerry Jones, dude.
I know, but we're moving out of that.
Live in the past.
I think Zeke
Living in the
just
past.
never fulfilled what we thought he was going to be, and now that Pollard's here, we
Not
really
even
kind of.
close.
Yeah, Pollard's a beast. He is a beast.
Pollard's a beast, man.
Pollard is
Like,
really good.
Good job, Cody, for drafting him this year, even though, you know, but still, it's just, man, he's doing good. I don't think Dak's doing horrible. I think they just need to move away from Zeke. I think they need to sell him high right now, is what I think.
Coming out hot out of the gate, it looked like, yo, they're going to win. Miami says, nah, dude. Like, what a hot start for Detroit. They looked like they had that game in hand at the get-go, man. I mean, right away they get a touchdown. Miami fumbles. Detroit goes down. Touchdown. And then they matched. Very exciting for a while. I mean, the first, second quarter, very, very nice. And then Detroit messes up near the end. Probably a winnable game for Detroit.
I don't know about winnable. I think the Dolphins pretty much had that locked and key. I think it says more about the shakiness of the Dolphins, if anything, because Tua's back. I thought that they would have that locked in. You tell me
Tua can't
Swift,
do
which
nothing
is
about the
supposedly your
offense
best running back
or defense.
on Detroit, didn't score. Didn't even put up great numbers
Hey,
as far as rushing is concerned.
27 points given up by that Miami defense. Yeah, I know that probably loses you quite a few games in the NFL. Like it really does. But
That was my problem.
the offense held up. Tua's back. Tua's a good.
Just quick on Detroit though.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tony.
Detroit, they're a funny one because I know they're 2 games before they kind of got blown out, but they've been scored before then, and even in this game, they've been scoring points
left and right.
They have been scoring, but the thing is, now they've lost Hawkinson. I don't think they're going to be doing that anymore.
I can't believe that. Don, what was your thought on that? I mean,
my thing is with Detroit, I like seeing them score points, but they're not winning the games. I don't care how many points you score. You're what now? Week 8, so you're sitting at 7-1 at the end of this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Green Bay.
Oh, are we talking about Detroit?
Detroit.
Yeah.
1-6, man.
Oh, it's 1-6. Oh, they haven't had their bye week.
Right. They're garbage.
It's just, man, you have these big players, right? Like Swift and Brown. They're coming out. They're scoring all these points. Beginning of the season, you're the top scoring offense in the league, but you're not winning the games. So what does that tell you? Their defense is lacking.
What happened to them in the second half? The first half, Detroit, dude, they were
Mm.
rolling, man.
Rolling, and they scored.
27 points in the first half. The game ends
Yeah.
27 points.
But
Like,
saying rolling is like you're crushing them.
they
17.
were crushing them,
No,
dude.
17 to
It was
27.
17 to 27 at the
That's not exactly crushing
half.
them. That's a
At
touchdown and a
halftime,
field
that's
goal.
crushing them because you assume the second half you're just going to roll them over. You're going to steamroll them, and this is a Detroit victory.
Mm.
The thing is, Detroit really hasn't put up a defensive front. They haven't all season. The likelihood that they were going to
No,
do that this
no.
game was highly unlikely.
And
Dolphins got Tua back. Waddle was going off.
oh,
I mean,
dude,
even though
Waddle.
Hill didn't get a touchdown, I mean, he still went 12 for 188. I don't know about you, but that's a pretty good dang good game.
Mhm.
The only thing I can say about the Dolphins is they're lacking a running game. 14 for what? 164 from was it Mossert? Like,
What's that?
come
Yeah.
on now.
Right, yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
they're struggling at.
They have no
You
run
have
game.
to have at least a decent run game to do anything. I mean,
Hey,
you got to diversify
I'm
the
dying on
fields.
that hill where you got to throw the ball.
But it is good to see the Dolphins get back up there. I was worried about how they were going to do. And what I can say about the Dolphins, it's all based
Yeah.
on Tua.
It looks serious now, and you know the additions as well. They'll make the postseason, no problem for me.
I think
You
so.
know,
They got Chicago next, so they'll go 6-3. Um, and Tua's. I've always had question marks about him. A lot of his
me too.
it's probably the whole thing with the whole Herbert Burrow same draft class and all that, but he's looking a lot more comfortable now with the players that he's throwing to. You know, so I
We
think
gave him 2 and 3 touchdowns. Ain't bad.
No,
yeah,
I'm a
no,
fan. I'm a fan of Tua, man. I
no
watched him.
interceptions.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key, man. Like no receptions. I mean, quarterbacks are going to fumble the ball. I'm making excuses for that because Josh Allen likes to fumble the football. So I'm gonna tell you, hey, I ain't gonna cry about the quarterback. Actually, I will be crying about that here in a little bit. Um, um, Arizona, Minnesota, 26-34. Minnesota, like, uh, they're in control of this division.
Oh, yeah,
They
it's locked now.
outside of
Definitely.
Philly, is there a team in the NFC that looks better than Minnesota does? Because like I was looking trying to find wins for this Minnesota team, and I was like just hoping to find them because I want Minnesota to do good. And they're like, "Psh, don't worry about it, Britt. You don't need to find us wins. We'll get them ourselves." Like this team, this
I was
Minnesota
high on them.
team looks really, really good. I was high on them too, but I couldn't find them the wins, bro.
I think your problem was your problem's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk
Isn't it?
Cousins, yeah,
That's it.
my
Yeah,
brother's Kirk Cousins, bud. It really is.
I get that.
Um,
I get that.
but this was punch in, do your job at the office, punch out, go home and kiss your wife and kids. Minnesota, like, goodness gracious, really, really, really good team. Arizona, I've had my spill on them. Donnie has had his spill on them. Tony,
Can I say something though? I
okay,
don't
go
think
ahead.
the Vikings just ran away with it. Arizona was missing Connor. They did not have a run game.
No, they did. That's right.
Connor,
Yeah, I said it. That was the same thing we talked about at the end of last season. Connor is the structure of that team. If they don't have a solid run game, they will lose. That is what is up with that team.
but they don't base their team around Connor, my man.
I think they
They
underline do. I
they
don't
run
think
their team around their quarterback, dude.
you say
They're
that, but
underachieving, mediocre quarterback who they paid way too much for, and this is
I
what they
mean,
get.
it's not like the Vikings ran away with it. They won by 8 points.
True.
I
Hey,
mean, that's a
in the
touchdown, two
NFL,
point conversion.
they covered the spread. Everybody who bet on the spread, we're
Well,
good.
because the Cardinals should have had a better spread, but Connor was out. I think they would have done better. They didn't. They didn't do anything on the ground. I mean, they scored 3 passing touchdowns. Hopkins 12 for 159 touchdown. You got Moore 2 for 92, 1 touchdown. Then you got Eckert 4 for 134 and 1 touchdown. So what I'm seeing is they can pass the ball, but they don't have that run game after Connor left.
When you're playing behind, the passing comes
Not
easy
necessarily. Yes and no.
because all you do is have to break one tackle because it's everything underneath. All you have to do
Your
is have
top rusher
to.
was your quarterback in that game. That
This
tells me
is what I've
what
been saying about
you're
this team
struggling
the
at the run game.
whole time. Even when Connor's in there, dude.
I think you're giving the Vikings too much credit. I'm not saying they're not good,
No man,
but
no,
like
I'll accept that on beating
beating the
on
Cardinals doesn't
Arizona.
necessarily mean that like the Vikings are like some top tier team. I mean, we've seen time and time again. Look at Vikings are good, but Kirk Cousins isn't going to win you the Super Bowl, hands down.
Oh,
He's
I
not.
ain't talking about Minnesota in the playoffs, dude. We're
Do
talking
you,
about
Tony? Do you
one and
think Kirk
done.
Cousins can win a Super Bowl?
No,
I don't listen. The thing is, I am high on the Vikings. That's my problem. And you look at their two running backs. You look at Jefferson. You know they can win you the super. They can win you a Super Bowl. In the same way. All right, Stafford was probably better than him last year, but the weapons he had can win you the Super Bowl. So I get the trust issues with Kirk Cousins. I understand it. But with their run game as well, he doesn't have to throw the ball all the time. So they've got options.
They do. I'll give you that. I do. And I'm
Like,
not trying to take anything away from them
this
because
team
they
is
scored three
different
touchdowns on the
than
ground last week. I
Dog.
mean, so I get what you're
it's
saying
probably
about
because
the run
Justin's doing
game.
your head in. Is that what it is?
It's just, it's the Kirk Cousins thing, man. It trips me out.
Yeah, no, I
To
get
see
it. I
Kirk
get it.
Cousins lift the Lombardi, it trips me out, man. I don't think it's
I
gonna
couldn't
happen.
imagine. I couldn't imagine Kirk Cousins being
And I
like,
hope I hope I'm just smacking he does for his sake, because I like seeing the underdog to win. It's just, man, it's hard saying that. It's hard
yeah.
saying that he's going to propel them to a Super Bowl win.
Uh,
You got to think as well. Is like, are the Vikings going to be able to
They're going to
keep
win
hold of both
the
running backs going forward? Like this has to be the year for him.
yeah, probably.
So
yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
I mean,
not
how many
gonna
more
be.
years does Cousins have? I mean,
Well,
Cook's probably at the end of this is probably his contract year coming up, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is.
So,
Speaking
I think
of end of your time, Derek Carr.
oh man, I felt bad for that dude.
Raise your hand if you
We've
thought
been
that
saying that for a while, but damn, man, to be
Derek
like
Carr,
at the game, they're like, "Yo, God, go sit on the bench."
dude.
I
24
enjoyed that.
nil. Oh, Corey, right? Heck yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
shoot, man. The Chargers scored as many points as they did this week than they did than the
Same
Raiders did.
same points.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
points, man.
right. And they were off. They were at home golfing. Um,
Dude,
24 nothing New Orleans. I mean, big good win for New Orleans. They need to win this game because
I for sure
somebody's
thought
got to
Andy
win.
Dalton was going to crush you. He just needed one more touchdown, and we all would have won.
I mean, somebody's got to win that crap division, and I'd rather it be New Orleans. And this is I mean, I don't know what it means, but 24 nothing over the Raiders. Very good win for New Orleans. I mean, you
Kamara, all 3 touchdowns.
you got the top contenders in their division taking L's. the week, Carolina lost. Tampa Bay, who will we amazingly and beautifully get to. Well, we already got to. Took an L. I mean, so this is prime New Orleans, who doesn't have a quarterback to win that division. Um,
Andrew's probably not winning you the division. I mean,
no,
hey,
But
but
yeah,
I gotta give the dude credit. He's winning the games. He's winning his
he's
games.
winning the games. He's going to get his contract. Playoff run for New Orleans. No, but
He
hey,
might.
good win over the Raiders. Um, the Evil Empire gets a 5-point victory over the Jets. And this was in the Jets barn. So I was thinking, hey, you boys gonna take down Billy and Mac or Steppy or whatever however you pronounce his last name. But Justin just couldn't get the job done against New England. Um, you guys have anything on either New England or the Jets? And I mean, it's not. I'm trying not to say it, but it don't matter what they win and what they don't win, right? Because Buffalo's
I
taking
mean,
that
Buffalo lost to
division
Miami, so you don't know. Saying the only
in
game they lost
Miami,
was the
bro. In
division game.
Miami, in
It
Miami,
might matter.
and we've
It might
always
matter
said,
in the
and
grand
we've
scheme of things.
always said, we've
Just
always
saying,
said,
don't count them out, Britt, because Buffalo lost to Miami, which was a division game, so
in
they have a division
Miami,
loss.
in
No matter how games you
Miami.
win, it doesn't matter as long as you got a division loss.
That's true, Tony.
No, well, listen, I got Mayers in my fantasy, so he sorted me out, didn't he? Got himself a touchdown.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
You got a great fantasy team, by the way, brother.
Hey, well, I'm 3-5. I don't know what's going on, but I keep getting hit by injuries.
You have Allen on your team. I saw your team. You stop.
Yeah, listen,
All right, Britt beat me this week. It don't
I'm a
matter.
Chargers fan. You know, I'm getting injuries left, right, and centre. Not just of my team, but of my fantasy as well. It's
I feel
crazy. But now listen, I'm a fan of Stevenson as well. We spoke about him
Bang.
before.
Oh,
Boom, boom. That's all I wanted to say. Stevenson, right? Legitimate
Yeah,
top
I'm
five
a
running
fan of
back,
his.
right?
whoa.
Top five.
Pump the
Top
brakes
five.
there.
Top five.
Stevenson's very good running back.
60 for
He's very good.
71.
No, quite
I'm
top
a
five.
fan.
72 receptions.
I'm a fan of
Yeah.
Stevenson, bro. Let's
I
top
do
five.
like him.
Stop.
I'm still not sold on Mac. I must admit.
I'm a fan. It's big of a fan as like possibly can be, being a fan of a division rival thing. I think Mac is a really good quarterback. I think he will. He's having a mare. He's having a mare of a time this year.
He's got good
Sophomore
coaching.
slump.
So.
And if this is a mare,
I just feel like
hey,
he's
it'll
good,
get
but
better for
he's
him.
not going to
He'll
be
be
like a
fine.
franchise quarterback
Yeah,
for
it's.
them. I don't.
I
I mean,
think
it's going to be a big
I
ask,
think
obviously,
Mac will be
following
the franchise
what they've had
quarterback.
before.
I'm not
But
saying anything. 24 for 35,
It's hard to follow
194
that.
touchdown, 2 interceptions though. I think
what
what
do you guys
happens
feel
with
about
Mac, like
Zach?
he's really good, but when he starts panicking, you can see it in his throwing. He starts making those mistakes. And
Yeah, well,
and Bill's
he's
not
a
used to
young
that.
man.
He had 20 plus years of a quarterback who, when he made his mistakes, made up for it with 3 more touchdowns right after that.
Yeah, he did.
So that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, true. Oh, how do you feel about Zach? Both of you, Zach Wilson.
I like Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I do. The best quarterback out of the Jets, out of the Gang Green for probably a decade.
He's better than Sanchez was. As long as he doesn't run into his center and fumble the football, he'll be better than Sanchez.
I think now with the whole like Robinson addition, this week was his first week with him, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's definitely not MCM. Like he's going to come back and throw you a touchdown, and receive a touchdown and run a touchdown in 2 weeks after you got on the next team. But like,
Oh, she did it all this week. We'll get to
but
that in a
like,
second, but my
I think
God,
that
dude.
that addition to somebody who can run like that, I think that is going to play into him benefiting. Because right
Right.
now, I mean, 355 off of 20 throws is pretty good. You know,
Oh,
2 touchdowns. It's the 3 interceptions that bothers me, and
yeah,
that makes me think you're pushing the ball more than you need to.
correct. Like
Mm.
some of your stats, they're kind of inflated because you probably got lucky on a couple of your throws.
Not necessarily.
Like,
355 is probably not lucky, bro. I don't think.
But
but
I suppose
when
on the
you
flip
accompany
side,
that with the interceptions,
I mean, I do
Yeah.
understand what you're saying.
he c-
Lucky and just, I get what you're saying. Lucky and taking risk. I just think that
good play
he needs
by the
ball maturity. Is what he
receiver.
needs. He needs to be mature in his
Okay.
process. If the ball's not going to move it downfield, then get rid of it.
Right.
Don't necessarily just throw it just because you can.
Um.
I think the Jets are doing way better this year than
yeah,
they have in quite some time. I
Oh
mean,
no.
quite some time.
This loss, it doesn't do anything for me on how I feel about the Jets. I'm still impressed with them, and
Because the
Jet,
Jets should have won. It's the
Jet
3
fan.
interceptions that made them
Yeah.
lose.
Yes.
yeah.
They should have won
Yeah.
this game.
Jet fan. I think.
We need to get Kev on here, don't we?
Yeah. You should be happy, but it's a game that got away from you, so a little pissed off. I understand. Um. Nothing here. Fly, Eagles, fly. 35-13 over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh needs to find a quarterback
We thought that was going to
because
happen.
I mean,
I'm kind of
just like,
disappointed with Steelers, to be honest.
so am I. I mean,
know-
they needed more out of they need more out of their
Yeah.
passing game to open up Najee.
If your wide receiver throws more touchdowns than your quarterback, then you probably needs to happen.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
same thing we say about Indianapolis. It's the same thing we say about Tennessee. When your run
disappointed in
back
Indy.
ain't going, like, who are you? Like, we got you easy. Easy. Speaking, Tennessee 17-10 over Houston. Little bit of a closer game than I would expect. I have no respect for Houston or about anything they do except for getting rid of Deshaun Watson.
Funny
That's the
thing is,
most,
I was going to say
that's
the
the most
opposite.
respectable thing that franchise can do.
I
That
don't
was
think I have any
trash.
respect for Tennessee.
What do you
They
think of
ran the
Malik
ball.
Willis?
I thought that it's not Tannehill, and Tannehill isn't even great. But you go into a team that is predominantly run heavy. It's going to be hard to find a quarterback that's really going to stick in there and be like, "Nah, I'm going to make some waves." You're running this offense through Derrick Henry, and don't get me wrong, 30 touches, right? That's what he got. 32 touches, 114, 2 touchdowns.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, but how is that? You can't do that all year. We've seen that time and time again.
Well, you can't
Willis
just
isn't
score
the answer.
17 points
Tannehill's
off
not
of
the
that.
answer. The reason you got rid of A.J. Brown's a mystery to me. I mean, that Tennessee's not going to win.
Dude,
Tennessee's not going to win a
Tennessee
playoff game. They
could
have in
put
the
up
last 2 years.
could
They
have
got
put up
first.
40.
They got a bye week at the beginning of last year. At the end of last year, and still got beat the next game. It's unfortunate for Derrick Henry that he's so good and he's never going to be on a team that's going to win unless he moves.
Because with Tennessee, it's basically let Derrick Henry do whatever he gonna do to you.
Just give him the ball.
Manage the rest, and you'll beat.
They barely beat Houston.
They barely beat Houston. Are you telling me they do that with any other team? Any other team's like, fine, give Derrick Henry the ball all you want. He can only score you so many points. We'll be fine. We'll be. If this was any other team than Houston, Tennessee loses this game.
They do.
Exactly.
Even to a bye week team. Washington 17, Indy 16. We knew this would be a close, horrible, crap
Coin
game.
flip, yeah.
Yeah. I guess the biggest news out of this game is Dan Snyder might be selling the club.
Oh, really?
Oh, hell yeah, he could. He could be forced to be selling it. But Dan Snyder's a piece of crap, and bunch of stuff going on with him, man. So, the
Why
Washington,
can't rich people just be normal?
because they're not, they didn't get rich
Right?
being
Like,
normal,
that's what I'm
dude.
saying. Like, why you gotta do all this weird shit? Like, you can't just go hang out with your family
No,
and be a
Just look at
millionaire.
Elon Musk for the sake, you know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the dude from the Spurs. That dude is gonna end up playing in China now,
no.
or
Hey,
something
you
like that.
turn into a kid when you're old, white, and rich.
I
You
don't think
think
white
you
has
have all
anything to
this
do with it,
entitlement.
but okay.
It's the world we live in.
Yeah, yeah,
Rich people just think that they're better than
yeah.
all of
You
us.
you get a
Apparently,
sense of entitlement. You turn into a 5-year-old again, and hey, this will work for me. I mean, no, like nobody learned from who was the Clippers owner that had to sell his NBA team um years ago because of that crap. And now Dan Snyder is going through the same thing. Like these are just like name change allegations and stuff. Like the club's a mess from the top to the bottom, and you can watch the play on the field, and it reflects that Washington is horrible. Indy,
Heineke though is looking decent
hey,
for what he's been put into.
Heineke does not look like a crap quarterback.
He does, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He really doesn't have much to work with.
He
Gibson
doesn't.
finally scored a touchdown.
Yes.
Finally, he's looked horrible this year. Last year looked much better. Um, shoot, man. Even Heineke scored a rushing touchdown.
Right.
The thing is, you want to be on a team like that that's going through all that stuff, but you have to. You got to suck it up.
He did what he could try to. If I'm Indy, I'm really bummed, and I don't
I'm
have
bummed if I'm
much
Indy.
hope. I don't have much hope
I
for
mean,
this
because what was
season.
Taylor's stat line? We're doing 16 for 76.
Yeah. Hey, fantasy football Taylor owner, dude. Like
Oh yeah, you're talking
bums,
to one.
dude.
Bums.
Bums.
I can't even take him off my team because
You can't.
I picked him first,
You
so I
can't
can't do
do
anything with
nothing
him.
with him.
He's stuck on my team.
You have to roll with him, dude.
Uh,
Like, oh, that's why I love not having the first pick, man, because you're stuck with him. There's nothing
right.
you can do.
Justin told me to pick McCaffrey, but I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, so it's my fault suffering this year.
Well, it wouldn't have been any good till now. San Francisco 31, Rams 14.
So can we just say the Rams suck? So you're going to say that traditionally the 49ers have beat the Rams, so it doesn't matter now.
I called the Rams for this game.
You think the Rams suck this year, Tony?
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you, dude.
Man.
Somebody without bias. They're garbage this year, bro. Not garbage, but they're definitely not. Definitely not even close to
near what they were.
They're injury ridden, man. They have no offensive line. And well, no, the thing is you're talking about who's their GM? Fuck them picks guy.
We all know who the owners are.
Oh yeah, yeah, we know who the owners are. Of course we do. You do for sure.
Wonkies.
Oh, dude, who is the GM? Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. I had his name in my back pocket to bring it out, but he didn't do anything at the trade deadline. to do anything with the running game. So like basically the Rams just have to wait to get healthy.
That's basically
And,
what it is.
you know,
49ers, as soon as they got
McCaffrey's a
McCaffrey,
game
I knew
changer.
they were going to be
Absolute
a
game
million
changer.
times better. Took them 1 week. We said, what, 2-3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks. Boom, second week out.
oh, dude,
Pretty
Christian
much
McCaffrey,
ran the whole
dude, he
team.
is so good.
How many people you can say threw a touchdown, scored a touchdown on the ground, and received a touchdown?
After
one
moving
game.
cross country.
The only other way to score a touchdown is if you were on special teams.
But
Let me
we ain't having
realistically,
you return.
maybe next week he'll be like, "Yo, let me
Right?
run a punt back." I mean, that's all you can do. The dude's a beast. I'm glad to see it. I really am. It's the dude was one of my favorite running backs. He kind of burned me, but it doesn't matter. I'm so happy to see that he bounced back the way he's doing. 49ers thought they had a great defense. They needed a running back. You know, Debo does not want to run the ball. He said that beforehand. Now he's going to be able to just strictly catch the ball
Mhm.
or even just open up his positioning because now they got another guy that can actually do some work.
Right.
I think the 49ers got a serious chance of making it to the Super Bowl.
Well, they take the
Oh, so
division.
not just win the
I think they literally
win the division.
I
You think they can get that first round bye?
what's their
Do you know what the crazy thing is?
huh?
The crazy thing is, at the start of the season, I don't know if you remember, Brit. I actually,
Oh, I
I
trashed
called.
San Francisco.
I know I called them for the Super Bowl on the NFC side,
I do think that
but now they got McCaffrey. I can't change my mind. I have to stick with him.
You have to, bro. You
I
got
mean, if the
you got to feel
NFC is
better
just the
too.
Eagles, them. It's going to be them finding the Eagles. But I think with McCaffrey, that's a whole nother level.
Mm.
I mean, it
It
really
It's
is.
a game
AJ
changer.
Brown is, I think, almost just as good as Debo, if not the same caliber. They're different kind of running backs. I mean, wide receivers, of course, but McCaffrey's a whole nother person, man. That
Yeah.
just
Do you mean
that
Debo
dude, huh?
Samuel? Did you
What?
mean Debo Samuel?
Yeah,
Okay.
and AJ Brown from the Eagles. We were talking about.
Okay. You did mention.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Sanders isn't anywhere close to
Right.
MCM. CMC. So the
And they
dude's
got
a
good
whole
defense.
different kind of baller. I
Yeah.
mean, he definitely deserves a ring, multiple rings, and a Hall of Fame jacket. I think, in my opinion.
We'll see.
I don't disagree.
So
Finally got an L
I don't want
and
to talk about this.
kind of came back to earth.
I'm good on this.
The Giants, man.
The Giants.
On Seattle, dude. Like, oh man, I had the Giants pegged for a walk in the park right here, dude. We
They were
all know I'm
struggling,
not
man.
high on Seattle at all.
Seattle held them.
The Giants have been rolling high. I thought they've been punching above their weight, to use the boxing term. And they got checked. They got checked
Yeah,
hardcore.
definitely.
So this is Philly or Dallas's division, 100%. The Giants just have to hope for a wild card.
They got rolled.
Yeah, like I know for a few weeks I've said, hey, you know, Gino hasn't looked horrible.
Gino's
and
looked
blah,
good.
blah,
Although,
Dude, Gino had looked good, right? For
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, and
we certainly made him look good.
they keep him. Oh yeah, and they keep it rolling. Seattle. I mean, they're not better than San Francisco
No,
at all. They will hit their plateau too because
like Kenneth Walker's a good running back.
oh, dude, they got talent
He's getting up there, man, for sure.
on the
For sure.
team.
And they still got
And-
Lockett and Metcalf, so
Oh
Lockett's got to be coming to the end of his career, though, right?
well, yeah.
yeah.
Metcalf's
been a-
obviously better for me, but
I've been a big fan of Metcalf. I wanted back when he was drafted, he was positioned. Hey, Buffalo might get
Yeah.
DK, and I was all for it. So I'm a big DK Metcalf fan, and I'm not gonna get off that. I can't get off it because we would have drafted him if he was going to be there. Could you imagine DK Metcalf with Diggs and McKenzie, man? Ooh, I mean, we're already fire, but dude, we'd be unstoppable. But we'll get to us later.
No, I say Seattle's definitely wild card for me.
But do you see Seattle? I mean, they're getting the job done. I mean, I don't think they're gonna best San Francisco. Um, we'll. I still gotta hold on to it. We'll see what happens when the division gets healthy and see how that division shakes out. But I'm not I don't like Pete Carroll at all. I don't like this franchise one bit. Um, but I mean they got to win over a team we thought or think could be decent. Anything changed for you guys with your Giant take?
Not necessarily. I think it kind of brought it down to what I thought they were going to be. I mean, unfortunately, after last week.
Just a
Yeah.
bump in the road?
Is it a bump in the
Or
road? I don't know, but that division's so close. I don't think you can have a bump in the road. I think it's you
That,
know play
divi-
your
that
all.
division's too much for them. Yeah.
yeah, so
It's a
they
very
left
tight
it to
division.
Philly.
I mean,
It's
Saquon 20
Philly and
carries
Dallas.
for 53 yards. Yeah, you got the touchdown, but
Saquon's so
53
good.
yards for 20 carries. You're talking about like 2.7 yards a carry almost. That's not even 3 yards.
I know, but what more can dude? I come
Yeah,
from a different era, dude. 3 yards to the
yeah. I
cloud
was gonna say, come on now. That's not even 3 yards in a pile of dust or whatever you say.
cloud.
A cloud. Truth is, they got stopped.
It's a cloud of dust because you don't know what's going to happen on fourth down when you run that ball.
Well, if you're the Giants, I can tell you're gonna get stopped. Um, at least last game, and that's unfortunate because we were having we started to have high hope for them.
Yeah, we. I was really impressed with the Giants
You know,
for a
17
while.
to 31 for 176 for Daniel Jones isn't like a highlight
No,
stat.
and then coming up against Seattle and taking it like they did against Seattle, I'm like, all right, let's pump the brakes
Yeah,
on the Giants.
unfortunately, that's probably the right course.
Tony, you,
Or the Giants.
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm just spaced out. I just looked at the clock. It's 1:30 in the morning. I was like, wow.
right,
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like,
right.
oh, yeah, not half
Let's
past one,
go.
but I'm like,
Um,
I got an
yeah,
exam to
right,
do here.
yeah.
Yeah. No, Giants. I can't look. The thing is, they're 6-2 right now. So they've got every chance of still making it. But in that division, I've not seen their schedule, but I think we'll see them fall off now. I've got a friend who's a massive
Well,
Giants
they still
fan,
got Philly and Dallas a
and
That's
bit.
going to be a good run from.
yeah,
All right.
it's too much. It's too
I'll
much.
stay away from this. Green
Oh,
Bay 17, Buffalo 27. Um,
the only thing you can say is the Bills let them score 17. I guess.
Yeah,
dude, the
I
second
think it
half
says more
pissed
about
me
how
off
the Bills
so
kind of like
much.
let some plays pass than Green Bay like actually doing a little more. 19 for 30. Yeah, come on now. I mean, Aaron Jones was good for your sake during fantasy
Yeah,
this week.
that's
20
right. He
of
was, dude.
143. I just don't think that they really like beasted it up.
Oh, they didn't
I
beat
thought
it up
Allen threw a little
willy
too many
nilly.
interceptions, but that's kind of
Allen
like an
always
Allen
throws.
thing.
Yeah, Allen turns the ball over.
He
Does he
does,
throw an
unfortunately.
interception or fumble the ball? 2 turnovers a game guaranteed. Are they
Like,
fumbles or
how many touchdowns
interceptions?
I'm gonna score? Okay, that's how many interceptions I'm gonna have. That's what it seems like.
Right.
But they
Yeah.
still
So
won.
A win's a win.
Mm.
They only have one loss,
uh,
a division loss. but one loss.
A win is a win. This is a game that really chapped my hide, dude. Cleveland 32 over Cincinnati
I was
13.
disappointed. I don't even know. Joe Burrow
But
went into this week with the highest like yardage of any quarterback in the league, and then he loses to the Browns for not the first time, but the second time this season.
yeah, but not
So
only,
Isn't
hold
he 0
on,
and 4?
not
0 and 4
only,
now.
is it 0-4?
Yeah.
So maybe they're
he
like the
hasn't
49ers for the
beat
Rams. But all I know
the
is he could
Browns.
not win that game. And then, of course, what was the dude's name? Chase got hurt, or he was
Yeah.
out this week, so he
He was
Right.
wasn't
out,
even
yeah.
playing this week. It's not like he wasn't. Higgins and Boyd both scored.
Like,
It's not
I
like they
mean,
weren't moving the ball, but he just got behind and they
like,
couldn't catch up. And
He's
then
just got this fear. He sees Miles Garrett and he's just like, no, I don't want to play.
Chubb is a beast, and you're
dude,
right, Miles
hold on.
Garrett. But it's just like
Like, I mean,
realistically, the Browns should not beat the Bengals. I'm sorry, that shouldn't happen. And I love the Browns. Like Chubb is probably my favorite running back in the whole league.
he's
He's
top
probably
And
the
three.
best running back. What he's definitely top 3. I tell
Top
you what,
and
three,
if the Browns did
100%.
not have Chubb,
they
they
would
wouldn't
not
be
do
doing it.
anything.
No,
They'd be
exactly.
trash, man.
But
Chubb is
like,
such a
it
good running
sucks
back.
because I really like the Bengals overall as a better team than the Browns.
They always F you,
And
man. They always F you. Every time you're like, go Bengals, roar.
they just couldn't pull it through, man.
Just like the Dallas Cowboys. I've seen them go 13-3 with Andy Dalton.
Right.
First round playoffs.
Andy Dalton,
I want to go
they never
fish.
won 13.
Did-
Maybe
no,
the
yeah,
Bengals won 13 with
Dalton.
Andy, but not Dallas.
No, not Dallas. I
Yeah.
said just like Dallas because they've gone 13-3. They went 13-3 with Romo. They went 13-3 with Dak. First round playoffs gone.
If Andy
Cincinnati,
hadn't hurt his hand that year, I think they could
Cincinnati,
have won the Super Bowl. I
Cincinnati
think
won
they could have.
13 games 1 year with Andy Dalton. First round of the playoffs. Every time you believe in Cincinnati, except for last year, yo.
Who was their running back?
Isn't
Jeremy Hill
Burrow?
and Giovanni Bernard were their running backs.
But
back
no,
then.
dude, I remember that, dude. Fantasy football, man. GO, dude.
I think
What's
Bengals.
that,
What the
Tony?
Bengals need to do is sort out their O line, because isn't it?
Oh,
Is it?
he's been
Is
sacked
it
and
Burrow?
hit.
Is it
The
Burrow that's
most hit quarterback in the league.
second to Fields? Is he in terms of getting sacked? So
Sacked, but hit. I'm pretty sure he is the most
he's probably the
hit
most hit. Yeah.
quarterback in the league.
So it has to do with the O line, though. I mean,
No,
yeah,
correct.
he
Yeah,
does
that's
run
what
the
Tony
ball a
said.
little bit more
Yeah,
than
that's
I'd
what I'm
like
saying.
him
They need to
to.
sort that O line out badly.
They really do. We got what sacked 8-9 times in that Super Bowl.
What's in their favor though is that really their only competition in that division is the Ravens.
And they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Even though they're winning games, it's not
even
like
with
they're beasting it
Dobbins
up.
hurt,
You
what
don't need Godwin.
Latavius Murray?
Chase is hurt, but you still got
No,
Higgins and Boyd.
the Ravens Dobbins running back is out hurt right now, right? Because
Yeah.
Murray was the bell cow against Tampa Bay, right?
Lamar's all right though, isn't he?
Lamar, I think, is their top
Lamar's
running back.
fine.
The
Lamar
best
is their
running
fine. They're it. Like right, Lamar is their top running back.
Edwards and Drake are their two top
Drake,
running
Kenyon
backs.
Drake.
Yeah.
That's what I meant, man. That is what I meant. Yeah, so that's week 8, man. We got some decency here coming up. Week 9. Week 9, man. Let's
The Eagles are going 8-0.
Okay. I got the Eagles over Texans.
I think
You'll have
everybody
Oh
does.
that.
yeah, that's our
on,
pick.
on Thursday Night Football. Afternoon Sunday, which morning for you. For you, Chargers. I got the Chargers over the Falcons. Yeah.
Got him. I can't let
Dolphins.
Mario beat us.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers, Tony. I know you don't want to hear this, but the Atlanta's doing a little bit better than I thought, and the
Yeah,
Chargers
they.
are
Yeah,
doing as
no.
well.
Atlanta's doing a
Do
lot
you know
better
the
than I
the
thought.
problem is the problem is the way we're looking at the moment. It's looking like DeAndre Carter is going to be our wide receiver one.
Well, you
And I'm
got a
not saying
banged up
he's not had a
Williams.
bad season. He's had a good season,
Yeah.
but he's not wide receiver one.
Yeah,
No.
I think Josh Palmer is going to be back, but again, he's been disappointing this year for me. I was expecting him to have a bit of a breakout season, if I'm honest, but
But since we're talking about your
I think Herbert getting
Chargers,
hurt early in the season's really been throwing their season
it,
off,
it's
man.
it is
In
killed
my
us.
opinion,
how's your
because he doesn't look as
defense?
strong as he
How's your
did last
defense
year.
made you feel, man? Because I thought your defense was going to be like
I mean, look,
top.
I think it's already better than what it was last year.
Okay.
Already better.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
look,
was, but
um,
it is, but
losing Bosa so early just doesn't help. We're all looking forward to the whole Bosa Matt combo.
Well,
Um, I'm
correct.
I'm not too sure on Van Noy. I think he's a good experienced player. I'm just not too
Hmm.
sure.
he's at the end of his
Um,
career.
Obviously, JC Jackson's been disappointed, but then he started with an injury, come back, he's got injured again, he's out for the season. So I think he was still feeling the effects from that. I do like compared to last season. I do like our defense, but and you've got a coach who was a DC for such a long time, and that bugs me.
And he's
You got
calling your offensive plays right now.
yeah, you got a Lombardi who's making some wild calls. The noise
Who
probably
got
just
ran out
him
of
and Staley.
Detroit.
Yeah, it's
He has a beautiful name. He has a beautiful
oh
name.
yeah. That's probably the only time we're going to get one like that. But it's obviously the injuries is a massive
Right.
factor.
Yeah.
Because you saw me before the season started. I was hyped, and I think every Chargers fan was right to be hyped. I really do.
Right.
But yeah, it's a combination of the injuries, the play calling, and I tell you what, if we was to lose on Sunday, you think it's bad now without trading a wide receiver. We could have got an Elijah Moore. We could have got a Brandon Cooks. And I'm not saying it would have solved all of the problems, but it would have helped.
Help.
But if we lose on Sunday, you think it's toxic now online. Oof, you wait. But
Uh
I do think we have enough to beat the Falcons.
oh, definitely 100%. Dolphins Bears will have. Um
Dolphins.
yeah, I think Dolphins. Bengals Panthers. Gotta go with Cincinnati, but confidence is not high.
They need
Um
to they need to bounce back, didn't they?
yeah. Did Detroit, Green Bay, like now I don't know, man. This is in Detroit's barn. Like this could go to Detroit.
I'd like to say Green Bay would crush them, but they lost to Washington last week
I know.
or 2 weeks ago. So who's to say?
Part of me wants to take Detroit on this.
I bet
But
she can want some serious money in
they,
Vegas. You got Detroit.
heck yeah. Then we'll have Pats Colts.
I got Pats for that.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
the
the
Pats
Colts are
too.
struggling.
Here's your lock of the week: Bills Jets. Um,
Jets are looking pretty good.
Yeah, they can get it. I just can't look past the Bills.
yeah, thank you. Vikings Washington football team. I won't call them that name because that's stupid. I like Washington football team a lot better than the
Vikings.
Commanders. But yeah, I got the Vikings. Raiders Jags here. I put my faith in the Jags this
You're
past
never going to hear me
week,
say
and they
Raiders.
they effed me, but I'm still gonna back them again. I got the Jags over the Raiders. Seahawks Cardinals. I mean, I hate Murray. Like I do. He's not a good quarterback, but Seattle getting the sixth win. It's not good for my predictions. But
Against Seahawks.
I gotta go with Seattle. um, I'm Super Bowl pick. I'm taking Rams over Tampa Bay.
I think
Mm.
Tampa's going to win.
Well, there you go, man. I think that the Chiefs will handle Tennessee.
Definitely.
It's in
Oh yeah.
Arrowhead.
Mm.
Uh, and then Monday Night Football.
Go Saints.
I'm taking the Saints.
Oh man, dude, I'm gonna go Ravens, dude. I'm gonna go Ravens, but I think there's gonna be a lot of points scored. We'll go with
I mean, it's gonna be a good game.
We'll go with 70 points scored in that game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yep. There we go, man. So, uh, Tony, um, y'all have stuff coming up on the Armory
Yeah. Well,
soon.
you got Arsenal playing tomorrow night, so there'll be a reaction. We've got to watch along as well, Bobby. Um, and then then we've got Chelsea game in the weekend as well, so there's going to be more on that. And then FTSN, there's going to be a load of watch alongs again for
R-
the weekend games, and obviously Red Zone with Moss. So
Mhm.
it's yeah, it's ticking along nicely.
Yeah, dude. I know.
And can I just say,
Paxton.
you two? I just want to say, love watching you two every week. Even though I have to rewatch it because I'm tucked up in bed when you're live. But I always wake up. First thing I do is if I'm walking to the school, I've got my earpod and I'm listening to what you've got to say. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I love it. I love it. Donnie, it's been a pleasure to actually speak to you
Thank you, Tony.
properly.
I really appreciate you, man.
But yeah, keep doing it. Just please hit the like button. Show these boys all this other love. I thought I've come on today because I've taken advantage of the whole daylight saving situation, and
Even though it's for 1 week.
it is, and I don't know, you can tell my eyes all over the place.
I was
Yeah.
going to say, man, I got to give you props just staying up this late. I know you got work in the morning.
For real, man.
I got the school run as well.
Oh,
Don't know how
shoot,
to-
man. Yeah. All right.
But no. Honestly, guys, just keep smashing it.
Thank you all. For joining in. Full Time Sport Network. Global Mapping Systems, man. Uh, Sponsoring. Getting behind our backs. Just helping us do what we do. Paxton Road, the Armory TV. Um, there's a Liverpool channel too. The Clop Talk, right?
Cop talk, yeah.
Cop Talk, Cop, not Clop, Cop Talk, right?
We're
The
just
Man
one big
United,
happy sporting family.
yeah, the Man United agenda. Um, check everybody out, man. I'm probably forgetting a couple too, but YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, the boys and ladies broadcast on all those platforms. So we thank y'all so much for your love and support. And as far as Full Time Sport Network, through the table, man, what a week in the NFL. We look forward to the week to come and just breaking it down and bringing it to you, everything you want. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week, man.
Thank you guys.